Hello everyone, this is me, JG, the author of Blizzard, and welcome to the very first episode of the Blizzard Hailstorm Audiobook. I'm very excited to be sharing this book with you all. It's been a long time in production, and I'm glad to share with you the synopsis of the first Blizzard to prepare you for the full Blizzard audiobook, which releases in August. With that being said, let's get started. Synopsis: I Sing of the Legendary Trio. This is the second part of the Blizzard Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction. In the first part, entitled Blizzard, it is recounted how Shadow the Hedgehog, after purple beams had been shot out of the sky for 3 days, went out on the third day where one had been shot, a long-forgotten kingdom. There he discovered that the beams enacted a strange, corrupted state on people. He also found ancient murals featuring purple beams, a giant black dragon, and an arctic fox with ice powers. This fox was Carol, an orphan with the power to create ice out of nothing. After his family and village were destroyed due to a great earthquake, this fox fled to the nearby forest, where he met a purple and black smoke being known as the Shade King. He manipulated Carol into taking his corrupted black ice, which Carol got addicted to, but in return, he had to kill Shadow. Fortunately for him, Shadow beat Carol and decided to trade him to renounce the black ice and become a skilled fighter. After discovering the murals, Shadow sought out Carol once more, who agreed to help him get to the bottom of this case. They then found another purple beam, so they went to it and found many corrupted animals. As they fought them off, Carol discovered that he could reverse the corruption using his ice powers. After the battle, they were attacked by Esther the LaPerm, also known as the Mistress of the Wind, who is another orphan who was betrayed and kicked out of her village after her best friend Jolene the dog was murdered. Filled with desperation, she turned into a life of crime, becoming an infamous bounty hunter and using her powerful gauntlets to turn invisible, stay in the air for a little bit, and obtain super strength. She worked for the crime lord Magnopus the Snow Leopard, who tricked her into destroying her village as an act of justice. She was sent there by Magnopus to kill Carol and prevent the prophecy of stopping the dragon because Magnopus wanted the beast's power for himself. Shadow and Carol beat her, however, and as they tried to interview her, they heard a jet fly overhead about to crash. They then saved the pilot, whose name was Rex the Red Panda. He had a powerful red crystal called the Malaxium, with power over time and space, but it was stolen. He wanted to get it back. The Malaxium was also connected with Carol's prophecy, so Rex was seeking him out as well. Carol said that Esther might know where it is, so they went back to her. When they did, Esther tricked the team into following her to Magnopus base, where they believed the Malaxium was held. In reality, though, the base was a trap. As they prepared to set out, Shadow had to depart. After putting Carol in charge, he took off. After a night's rest, the others took off as well. As they traveled through the Great Mountains, Esther received a vision from a beautiful kitsune named Kitsuniko, who confronted her about her past and told her to turn back with a powerful stare. She did not heed the warnings, despite the great pain in her conscience. At the base, Carol discovered that Magnopus slaughtered all of the Arctic foxes while looking for him. This sent him into a rage, reenacting his black eyes again. After this, as Carol and Rex tried to take the Malaxium from Magnopus, Esther betrayed them by turning them over. Then the mob boss left him to die at the hands of hundreds of bounty hunters and slaves, while he and a few goons, including Esther, flew off to get the Dragon Key, another item that is needed to release the dragon along with the Malaxium. Esther soon regretted her choice though, so she opened the sealed door for Rex and Carol. After Magnopus left, Carol fully reactivated his black eyes and beat all the bounty hunters and slaves in the base. He fought brutally, but the black eyes did not kill, it only corrupted his enemies. Carol and Rex then chased after Magnopus' helicopter, which landed at a giant tree in the deep forest that Magnopus, Esther, and his goons had already entered through a hidden door. They had used the Malaxium to get past all the trials and get to the Dragon Key. When Carol and Rex arrived, it was too late. Magnopus got the Dragon Key and left with Esther for the helicopter. Carol alone chased after him, and on the helicopter, Esther came to her sentence and left her life of crime for good as Carol brought it down. Magnopus used the Malaxium to teleport away before it crashed, and Carol found Esther among the ruins. He was using the black eyes fully now, and his soul was on the verge of corruption, causing him to act rashly, and in ways he would not normally. He threatened to kill her, but Esther reached for the bit of soul that was in him, so he spared her. Carol then left to follow Magnopus to the Forgotten Kingdom, seeking revenge. Then, Rex, who had followed after Carol, found Esther and carried her away to tend to her wounds. There, Esther opened her heart and her soul to him, and he listened. They then decided to go after Carol, who was now confronting Magnopus in a dungeon beneath the kingdom, which was opened from the mural's shadow found by the Malaxium and the Dragon Key. Magnopus used Carol's rage against him by tricking him into destroying the artifact that was holding the dragon's soul captive. As Carol fainted, the great dragon tracked and emerged from the ground, corrupted Magnopus, and broke free from the mountain where he was sealed. But before he got to Carol's body, Esther and Rex arrived and took it away. Trackton then gathered his army of souls corrupted by the beams and returned to attack a large metropolis nearby. As he was attacking it, he was stalked by none other than Dr. Eggman. He made a truce with Shadow and Knuckles to team up until Trackton was defeated, for the rest of the Sonic heroes were corrupted by Trackton and his evil powers. Shadow was seeking out the Chaos Emeralds, Eggman was defending the city, and Knuckles was looking for Carol, for he was the only one alive who could seriously damage Traction and the corruption. As Rex and Esther were overlooking the destruction on a ledge, they were transported into a vision where Kitsuniko came to visit them. She told them that they had to destroy Traction, and she explained that 1,000 years ago, she fought against Traction and his corruption and helped all the people create the kingdom in the mountains, the stronghold against him. But he found out about the stronghold, and when he went to attack, Kitsuniko used her powers to steal Traction away at the cost of her life. She knew Traction would be free one day, so she prepared someone to help him. Carol. To combat the corruption of the dragon, Kitsuniko had granted Carol ice powers. Now Kitsuniko's spirit was sent back to help Carol escape from the dimension known as the Corrupted World. His abuse of the black ice landed him there, on the verge of being corrupted, but she needed help from Rex and Esther. Rex had to fetch his jet, and Esther had to fetch a crystal from the bottom of the sea. When Rex and Esther returned to reality, Rex got his jet, and Esther got the crystal, long forgiving Carol with the help of Knuckles. They then arrived back at the cave where they placed Carol's body and saw him in distress, but still unconscious. Esther placed the crystal in his hand, and it disappeared. At the same time, Shadow encountered Silver the Hedgehog and Blaze the Cat in a nearby forest. They had returned because a giant vulture took over the world in Silver's future, and they came here to see if they could stop it. But now they were stuck here because Silver's time travel and Blaze's dimension hopping abilities broke. Shadow did not know anything about a vulture, but he told them of the tracking situation, and they were glad to help Shadow find the rest of the emeralds. As all this was happening, Carol was trapped in the Corrupted World, where he encountered Kitsuniko. She offered to lead him through the 6 layers, at the end of which he would have to fight a great battle where we'd have to give up the black ice and go home. Carol, having no other choice, went along. During the journey, Carol was reminded of the evil of the black ice and the pain and suffering it caused, especially for the souls who are in torment here. They were suffering due to the inhabitants of the Corrupted World, black and purple smoke people known as the Purple Shades, tortured them due to their bodies being corrupted by Traction, a consequence of Carol's actions. The Shades were in souls who in life worshipped Traction, but they were banished to the Corrupted World during a great battle long ago. Among their ranks was a vulture named Varro. Carol renounced the Black Ice for good this time. He fought with the Shade King, who was a former Traction, and with a new form from Kitsuniko, later to be known as Kitsune Carol, he escaped the Corrupted World. He awakened in the cave with Esther and Rex sitting at his side. They all forgave each other, and Team Blizzard was officially formed. Then Shadow, Knuckles, Silver, and Blaze arrived, and with their help, Rex formed a plan to defeat Traction. While the plan was put into action, Knuckles, Silver, Omega, and Blaze held back the dragon's armies as Shadow used the 7 Chaos Thermals to turn to Super Shadow, distracting Traction as Team Blizzard flew into the sea in Rex's jet that was invisible thanks to Esther. Then Carol used his new form from Kitsuniko, the wind from Rex's jet circling him, and Esther's flotation to create a blizzard out of red ice shards. Carol sent them flying to Traction, and he fell to the ground. Carol then cut through him, and Traction was defeated. Team Blizzard reunited on the ground as all the souls from the Corrupted World returned to their bodies. Esther, however, had to sorrowfully bid them farewell, for she still had debts to pay. After she left, Carol and Rex bade farewell to their friends, old and new, and they set off for home. This sequel, Blizzard Hailstorm, is split into 3 parts. The first part revolves around Esther and her quest to 5-man opus. The second is about Spike the Hedgehog, a king from the past time who is determined to find his way home, and the third is about a fulfillment of these events. Find out what happens next in August.